Ready? Everyone ready? Oh.
Yes. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Is this thing on? Are we on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So, introductions yet again. I'm Mathieu, Côté. I'm producer on the project. Hello.
I'm Ash. I'm creative director. Hello, everybody.
And I'm Dave, lead designer.
And our new guest star for today.
I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
All right, so today we're trying something slightly different where we will actually have someone sitting, that's going to be Paul, by the way, who's going to be collecting questions and making sure we don't miss any and we actually answer you delightful people.
Disclaimer, we'll miss a few.
Yes, absolutely.
But hopefully we'll miss less.
So, we also will be showing the game in a little moment, but right now we wanted to take a moment to talk about a few things before we start. What did we want to talk about again?
Well, we're just going to tell them what we're going to do today, which is we're going to be mainly focusing today on playing the killer. We're going to be looking at how awesome it is. Matt, who has been playing this game effectively for 2 years, will be taking it through its paces. So he'll be showing you all the tips and tricks on how to hunt effectively in the game.
I'm getting better at it, by the way.
You're pretty effective, although I'm sure you're going to let us all down today.
Probably.
So he will be taking on 4 members of our QA who've also been playing this game pretty much non-stop, even more so for the last year and a half or so. So I expect some pretty interesting games. They've been told not to pull any punches. So.
Yeah, my nemesis is in there,
That's
actually,
true.
which is delightful. Always makes for a fun time.
Yeah, and we're really going to be looking at how the game. I mean, a lot of people have seen a lot of or have a lot of expectations of what the survivor can do in the game. And when we look at it from the killer's perspective, playing in anger, then we're going to be able to see really how the mechanics of the game go together. We're going to see how the killer sees the world differently, how the first person works, and how you actually go about hunting.
So, I saw one question popping up that is very important because Paul joined us this week. We're very happy to have him on the team. It says here, is Paul single? By Benton666.
No, I'm not.
You have to say yes. No, true. If someone is watching, you want to be able to say, totally
No,
got you.
I had a stalker once, so yeah. I'm gonna say,
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
say yes.
totally not single.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so we'll come up to the questions in a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna play the killer. I'm actually gonna switch right now to the game right here. I'm gonna be a killer. Roberto, do you wanna put up my screen on there, please? Thank you very much.
We immediately can't see the first thing that's worth talking about, and it's worth remembering that this is always a game of choice in Dead by Daylight. So for a start, you can't quite see it, but down here you get the choice of being a survivor or being a killer. And you're going to have this choice to begin with right from the get-go. So if you want to come in and just play as killer, then that option will be there for you. And if third-person survival horror is your thing, then being a survivor is your thing. There's no rules that at this point that require you being one or the other. The quick play option, if you want to explain that.
The quick play is essentially, I really don't care, I just want to play the game, and it's going to launch you into whatever is available or the most efficient at this point. And then you have the kill your friends mode here, which allows you to play with a very select group of your favorite people, or not really, just with specific people that are friends with you on Steam. That's not ranked, but it allows you to play with either 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, that kind of thing.
Cool.
So right now I will be a killer, in fact, and I know they're all waiting for me to be ready. I'll go into the loadout, and the question I was asking earlier was, should I use the Wraith or should I use the Trapper? Are people answering this? Oh, I should probably look at it on my phone, but I won't.
People are asking.
So, should I be...
I mean, if you have questions that are coming up as we're doing it, then do
please
feel free
speak
to
up.
Speak out.
I'm tempted to go with the classic Trapper because it's so much fun. I kind of want to see how the QA will step in my bear traps.
What do you think they think you're going to pick?
Oh, it's always a tough one.
Well, you're most experienced
with
with the Trapper.
A Wraith.
Yeah, it's more Wraith than anything right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'll create a lobby and I'll switch to the Wraith in a second. Because obviously everything works, we are live.
So again, it's about choice. Once you enter a lobby, you can still swap your loadout, swap your character, choose different perks and powers. Even as they're jumping in, you'll see from the killer's perspective when they come in what kind of equipment what they're bringing into the level, and you can adjust your killer appropriately. Sorry, what was that? Who do you want to be?
Well, first of all, Estelle, hi.
Hi,
but,
Estelle.
I'll need to make sure that this doesn't happen, because even though we like them.
This again proving the ultimate liveness of our broadcast now.
Yeah. Estelle is watching the Twitch, which is really nice, but she can realize the terrible mistake she's just made.
She does now.
So if you can tell Brad and his team to jump in, if you have him on the thing, well, they're probably watching anyway. Brad, just come on, people, join in.
So loadout
but
options.
now they know what I'm doing.
Well, that's true.
Because Brad likes to cheat,
well,
so he's probably watching the Twitch as we play.
It's true. I mean, like, it's worth bearing in mind that it is a competition at the end of the day, and even after a few hours of competitive play, you will seek to gain every advantage you can over your killer. So I'm sure they are watching and learning and finding out what perks and items Matt's going to pick.
They're ready. They were waiting for me. So the interesting to note, also the other interesting thing is I'm level 1 right now. I have absolutely no XP or nothing. And hopefully I get a lot of points to be able to level up and screw with them.
So they've begun with an offering.
Ultra rare.
Yeah,
so the level's going to be as dark as possible. That's not...
so they are not starting at level 1.
But it might actually play in my favor, because the rate is hoping to not get seen. So they may have just shot themselves in the foot.
I know. I wouldn't be too happy playing that with the Wraith. It depends on the level that it selects. So again, every level that comes in, you don't get to pick the level as you start the game.
You can try to.
You have certain offerings that will give you a better chance of it, but you can't be sure. So when you play a particular offering, you can't be sure what's happening.
So we're at the Auto Heaven Wreckers right now. And let's get our bearings here. There's a little office over there with a generator. Most of the generators are at the other end of the map.
So for those who never saw this, the killer knows where the objectives are. So the generators are allied to him only. The survivors don't know about the location of the generators.
So right now...
So what is your plan? When you first start entering in as a killer, what do you think? I
usually go for the outlying generators. Those are all gathered together. And I want to approach the generators from as far as possible so that they don't see me come in.
So as you can see there, the killer immediately gets the information when a generator has been fired. So he knows where they were.
There you go. We have a little piglet right here. Oh, 2. But I'll start with...
Hunt him down. So now you're in the chase. As you can see, with every swing the killer makes, he gives the survivor a few microseconds more to be able to get away.
I twitch snitch for no reason.
So as you can see, the survivor's going to be pulling down the pallets. Killer can break those pallets or go around. It's all designed to...
I can hear him around here somewhere. There you go.
Nicely done.
I think he thought he was clever. So that's Dom. That's okay, Dom. We like you, but you still get murdered. So I'm going to try to find out... Oh, my shack is right here. Maybe I can make it to...
Yeah, so again, an important choice for the killer. Am I going to use... Which hook am I going to use?
I really like the basement because it's just so tough to come and pick someone up in here. I'm gonna get invisible again. So, they already got a few generators done. The ones that are left are over there.
How do you manage the situation when you've got a person on a hook and you want to get more, the generators are firing? What's your strategy
Right now I'm really tempted to just camp around. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go far, but I'm going to keep an eye for anybody coming to help him. It's dumb. I'm not sure they're going to save him. Oh.
What does that mean?
But it's these are the decisions you make as a killer.
There you go.
So they've got 3 more generators to do. They're down to 3 players. Is he still there?
No, I think they left, and I got screwed on this one.
Oh, they got him.
But they went the wrong way. Yep.
Oh, that's someone failing a skill check on a generator.
No, that's someone pulling down a pellet.
Oh.
That right there. Right there. Oh, they're both still here. Oh, you're going back on the hook, buddy.
Come on.
That's
all
more
right,
like it.
So, I always try to go back for the same one I already put on a hook, just because he's already tenderized and he's gonna stay there a little better. And also because usually that means that the savior is gonna feel some sense of should go back to get him because he got him once already.
Now, sometimes we see different survivor strategies that are worth knowing. Like, for example, they occasionally leave one person in the basement.
Oh, okay, they really screwed with me this time.
They did. Well, we did tell them to play hard.
Yeah.
And they did play their new moon bouquet, which seems to have done quite a good job in making
Yeah.
the level too dark for you to see. So again, this is another example about how the offerings change up the experience in the level. It's not over yet, though. We've seen
Nope.
games turn around at this point.
What the?
Yeah, I expect a lot of first player to try this game and see that the killer can hunt the survivor quite easily at the beginning, but it gets hard for the killer
Right
as
in
well.
the face. So that's Brad. So that's kind of satisfying. I didn't get Patricia, which was sort of my secondary quest for this. But
And I think that moment was really interesting for me because that's when the game really comes down to as an example of how it really is human versus human. Matt was really judging which way he thought the survivor was going to go there. So he'd feint to the right, then jink back to the left, then smash the bookshelf, then come round in anticipation of where the survivor was going to be. I mean, that is exactly what makes this game really come down to the level of competition that we want.
And right now, this door has been. It's like the mechanism has already been started, and there's a hook right in front, so it's kind of a good place to stay right now. I'm pretty sure Patricia is trying a last-minute escape, if only because.
You know.
Yeah, but no, they know I'm here. That's the thing. Is see, someone's running around here. Someone is right here.
When we see the orange marking, like cuts in the level, that's the survivor making noise while running. So the killer can track these marks and find them.
There you go. There goes Brad. That's
Disappointed,
good.
Brad.
Now, the last two are gonna try and go for the other exit. I don't know. Maybe that was enough of a lure.
They cut back.
Oh, yeah. They're both gone now. Well, I got 2. I think that's a reasonable success
Yeah,
for
2
the
in,
first.
2 out. That's a good start. I mean, at a high level of competition, when you're playing against very competent survivors, two kills is a pretty good score for the killer.
It's reasonable. I'm gonna get. Yeah.
It's not a good score though.
I didn't get
No.
enough chase. See, Alex had everything.
Yeah, he bought himself a fully loaded out character with all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Such is the thing.
So do you want to talk
Do you have a
about
few questions?
what all that means,
Yes.
Dave?
Okay, during that time, I'll just be going through the blood web and leveling up my my guy here.
All right. So you mean about the blood web?
Yeah, why don't you
Yeah.
explain a bit about that?
Okay, so if you haven't seen the Dev Diary 4, you should totally go have a look. We explained this in, well, not in details, but it's interesting to see. So basically what we're seeing now is the first blood web. It's tiny compared to how it grows with your level. So basically, the blood web is a procedural skill tree and / shop at the same time.
Ooh.
So everything from items, add-ons, perks, offerings are collected in the blood web. And yeah, the cool thing is that every level, the content of the blood web is going to be procedural. It's going to be different. So you're not exactly sure what you're going to get. The only certainty you have is that each level, the blood web becomes more important. So it becomes bigger, but it also will feature more important items. So better items for you.
There you go.
So now he just unlocked his first perk. He has 2 add-ons that he can use on the bell that can change the game drastically. He has a common one and a very rare one.
So this one, I didn't even know. Like, it's the first time I see it because it's very rare. So obviously we don't see them all. But that's really, really cool. So let's see if that's going to help. Essentially, when I'm invisible, I can see the aura of survivors within 8 meters.
You see, that's going to be great for the next round. So I guess you're picking the Wraith again. What perk did you pick? Did you pick a perk?
Yeah, I put Unrelenting. So my cooldowns for my miss attack is reduced, and the cooldown for successful attack too.
Okay.
So I should be a little more efficient. We'll see about that. Create a lobby. There you go.
So shall we take some questions?
Yeah, let's take some questions.
Yes, I'll have a cookie.
He is not playing Unreal Tournament. He's with us.
I've got a question here for Dave. Second. Bring it up. Okay, in the latest dev diary, which was awesome, by the way, you mentioned survivors can share perks and such. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, okay, so this is for survivors and killers as well. So each of these role have their unique perks. So each character has 3 unique perks to collect. These unique perks are only available to that specific character until they unlock a teachable perk, which means that this teachable perk will now appear in the blood web of the other characters. The killers don't share their perks with the survivor, and vice versa, but a perk specific to Meg, for example, could be collected as a teachable and then be available to Dwight. Hope that answers the question.
So I'm looking for Meg.
That's your target?
Yeah.
That's Patricia?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It's going to be good. So you're going to base it around your new offering, your new add-on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see what they...
Maybe I can recognize the silhouette of her aura because of their hat.
Yeah. Yes.
Next question. I'm gonna... I'll fix this one before asking it.
Okay. We don't. This is for a mature audience, by the way.
Okay, so will you be including dragging the victims instead of the regular carrying them?
At launch, they're just all going to be carried. There are so many interdependent animations with the whole nature of 2 independently synced bodies moving across a network. Along with hooks that can then be independently rescued by other people, that for network stability alone we have 1 animation. This is something that we're looking for in the future to maybe changing, but this is it's been a consistent area of development, and a lot of effort has gone into just making sure that it works well and is solid. It also has the added complexity of having the wiggle on it as well, because every time you're on the back or on the shoulder of the killer, the survivor can wiggle, and if the killer doesn't get to a hook in time, the survivor can actually escape from the shoulder. The killer can also be interacted with the flashlight and drop a character, and that's another network element that we have to take into account. So with all these different things going on at the same time, having 1 solidly working mechanic was the most important thing to be able to make sure the gameplay was as solid as we can make it.
Yeah.
I love the way the farm looks. But this is so tough.
Why is it tough? It's tough for you?
Yeah.
As the rate?
It's mostly because of the cornfield. It's a great place when you're a survivor to hide. And I know that right now they're doing it on purpose. They're failing skill checks just to pull me elsewhere. while they're working together on something else.
Maybe you should consider moving to the trapper for these guys. You got them.
Someone here. No, I'm not gonna take the bait. Come on.
Come on, Matt, you can do this.
This is gonna be... There's so much pressure right now.
There really is. Should have said to play, take it easy. Take it easy, Brad. Take it easy on
No,
that.
Brad doesn't take it easy.
Nah.
He just cheats. And we all saw this was actually Patricia. I recognized the hat when I passed by. I'll try to hide again, but I don't think it's gonna work. So right now there's only... They need 2 more generators. There's 4 left. There's one that's way out of the way.
You're going to lose a pip, Matt.
Yeah, I know. It's not good. This is not good. Oh!
Oh, actually burnt you.
Burned you out of it, stunned you in place.
So the flashlight is not lethal, but it's a good weapon against the Wraith.
Because if you catch the Wraith in invisibility with a flashlight, you get extra stun time.
Really? This is just gonna be a bulldozer kind of thing. I don't know if that's an expression, but it is now.
That's what it feels like to you.
I'm just being bullied.
But I think one of the things we really wanted to show you, like when everyone's playing on the top of the game, when the team is working as well as the team can work, when they're given the orders to work together and exist and actually make this happen, you know, this is a
Why
game.
did I have to be the butt of that joke?
It's a really serious competition, and if you want to take on the best players, you have to be the best killer. And if you want to be the best survivor, then you know you're really going to have to make it work. Anyone who's played the alpha or seen the video might be tempted to thinking that the game is really easy for the killer, that he's super brutal, but actually it's a serious challenge for both sides of the party.
There's no fun in this. Oh, where the hell are you?
So the way this works dynamically for matchmaking in the game is that the better you play, the higher rank you're going to get. And when we see the tally screen at the end, you'll see his number rise. And the higher rank you are, either as survivor killer, the matchmaking is going to try and match you with a person of similar rank. I'll just let him do some slaughtering here.
It's not
I hit someone.
Well. All right. At least one can go down. You'll get your honor back.
Come on. Oh, of course they opened the door.
Oh.
Yes.
Nobody's coming to get you.
No, they all left. So you got one
Thank
on the
you,
door.
Shelby. I feel a little less lonely now.
On the hook.
Not a great game, but a satisfying finish nonetheless.
Yeah. At least that was something good.
Yeah, you go down in rank though.
The thing got fed.
So let's see how well he did on his ranking and see how it goes. So
very poorly.
I mean, the principle is that if you don't play well, you'll fall in rank, and then you'll start being match-made with people of the appropriate rank for you. So the goal is to try and keep people of the same skill level together as much as possible. And as you get better, you're going to have to keep maintaining your level of play in order to stay better. So that's basically how the matchmaking works.
I'm not thrilled about this, by the way.
You didn't show them your pips going up. You just skipped it in a desire to consume more blood.
I lost a pip. You can see it in the corner here. I lost one of my pips. Slightly increases light burn resistance.
That might be useful for you against this lot.
All right. Other questions?
Yes. Here's an interesting one. Do you guys have any plans for possible in-game voice communications for survivors?
That
Seen
comes back.
I mean, the answer that we give on this front is that we expect friends to already have their own perfectly sensible voice over IP solution, be it whatever, that they're going to use anyway. In game, we do not have plans yet. We will react to see how the community wants to deal with it. The biggest reason we don't want it in our game is because when we had it, we didn't like the chat that we got back. It's immersion breaking. It's the wrong kind of communication. What we want to do is encourage friends to get on their own communication system, be it Team Talk or Skype or whatever, and start chatting with each other and coordinating. That's our goal. We will obviously reassess this situation after launch to see if it's doing everything that we think it would. The other thing that's it's a bit strange about our game when you play it, and this is only something you can really understand when you have experienced the game, is that people didn't use it when we had it. Mm-hmm. So we had a situation where people weren't using it to communicate anyway, because it's a stealth action game. It's a game that actually says whatever you do, don't make noise, and people tended to want to act their own way anyway. That's not really a reason not to put the feature in. The real reason not to put the feature in is we don't want the wrong kind of voices coming through. It was incredibly immersion breaking to the point where we didn't want it. So that should give you an idea of how bad we thought the problem would become.
So I decided to switch it up a little and go with an old classic here, hoping this might help.
And I can't really show you. I can't really show you this either. But the goal anyway was that irrespective of whether we wanted voice communication in the game, the goal was the game had to be able to communicate the information that needed to be communicated, whether you wanted to talk or not. So there are plenty of people out there who want to play in a multiplayer game without talking. And our game had to be able to give them the information without the need to have to talk to someone else. So as you'll see from a survivor perspective at some point, all the information that we can give, we try and give in-game. When someone's knocked down, you see their outline. When a generator fires, you see the outline. So all the key information is given. And then there are other certain items that you can get later on in the game that facilitate more non-verbal communication as well.
Where the hell did he go? I was distracted. I was listening to you.
That's a mistake.
Yes.
What are you doing, Matt?
Well, I attacked Dom. I placed a bear trap or two, which they immediately disabled, I'm sure. Being crafty.
Any other questions?
We just unfortunately lost all of our questions because the PC crashed.
Yeah, crashed. But the last one I remembered was, is it possible to kill survivors without putting them on the tree hook?
Yes.
And you get any sort of bonus points for putting them on the tree hook at the end?
Okay, so there's a lot of events in the game that give you points, obviously, because you need those points to progress. And the sacrifice is a very important point-making component for the killer. So the longer the survivor are on the hook, the better score you're going to get out of this. So obviously if they get the whole way to the sacrifice, when they get fed to the entity, you get the maximum amount of points for that survivor.
And of course he got healed.
And are there other ways to kill a survivor other than putting someone on the hook?
Yes.
That's your commitment to that answer?
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'll put that to the fact that I'm way too distracted right now, trying to follow the conversations. But this is horrible.
It is a very intense process being the killer, and it's ironic because when you're the survivor, it's a very intense process being the survivor. I mean, this is a game of where the survivor might be truly scared without seeing their exact side of each one of these games. I'm sure there are many, many moments Matt is passing within feet of them.
For sure, because I'm good, usually.
Well, your ranking is dropping.
Yeah, I know. That was a satisfying schlunk. So I was blinded, but I still managed.
Yeah, you can still move when you're blinded.
So even the pull downs there, if you catch it at exactly the right time, you can stun the killer in place.
Which obviously Q8 does.
And like you can see, it's really confusing to the killer. You get her?
Shelby.
That was optimistic defensive action with a flashlight.
Yeah. Again. Well, she's wiggly. I don't like it.
So they opened the door again.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to point that out. I think that's clear.
I know. I mean, they don't see the HUD, so I need to.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, and she got away.
We should probably all shift.
See, so if it takes too much time to the killer to put the victim on the hook, well, they get away.
Did she get away?
Yeah.
She's right there.
Well, she's trying.
So again, that comes down to the...
Come on!
The key strategy of the killer is to deciding whether to put the survivor on a hook that's out in the woods and very much exposed to rescue, or whether they want to take the extra time to find the meat locker. Again, the procedural element means that the meat locker is never in the same place, or potentially not in the same place in each map that you play. It'll always be in the basement of a building, and there are always potentially 2 buildings in each map. So
same thing for all the hooks outside. Actually, they're all procedural as well, so you don't know exactly where they're going to be. Except that the killer, when you pick up a victim, you see the position of the hooks.
We're not going very far. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure they already opened the other door.
Maybe they're coming back.
No, for sure they're coming to get her, but and they know where I am. That's the thing. Is these guys, they will never let me completely out of their sight, which is a very valid tactic that most people don't do by default. And see, all of them are here, and while I'm chasing them, yep, Patricia is right there.
So you can see even like a group of friends working together is an incredibly powerful unit. That's your target.
Come on. I feel a little better.
There's one down. They are a tough crowd, this group. They are playing at the peak of their powers.
No, and see that guy right there. Jake is in there waiting for me. Except there's no basement in this one, so I'm not gonna go there. And if I don't go fast enough, there's one getting away. Okay. You coming for her? Yep.
Oh, Jake.
Any other question we can take while they...
Yeah, sure. Is there, or are there any...
Oh, seriously?
Really? You let them get out?
And hardcore
you
modes?
put them on a hook by the gate.
where you don't see the markers?
Where's Shelby?
As a
Oh,
killer?
yeah, okay.
Shelby wasn't fast enough.
I mean, if this was not evidence enough of how hardcore our game is, you're going to need all these advantages against the best survivors. You're going to need everything that you can possibly load out into your character. I don't know if you want to take any more.
Yeah, I mean, we receive a lot of question about special modes, or like, can we go in first person as a survivor? Could we have a mode without HUD? Could we have a mode without things like that? So it's not going to be at release, but we did make some experiments with more crazy modes, and some of them are really interesting. So they might happen in the future.
I know she's right here.
I mean, as you might expect, the balancing of an asymmetrical game is one of the key areas of focus for us, and certainly Dave's spending hour after hour making sure that each one of the killers works with each one of the survivors, that all the perks blend together well with all the items and the add-ons for the killers and the perks for the killers. Everything goes together to create an incredible tapestry of different potential.
You abandoned? Disgraceful defeat.
That says disgraceful. You're supposed to be our best. You want to take some time off and be a survivor?
No, God, no.
That's a good score, though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I chased them quite a lot.
Show them a little. Let's show them a little bit about the tally. So, like, we'll take a moment to look at some of these screens as well. At the end of the game, you can get to see a breakdown of exactly what each person in the level brought to the game. So you can see that one of those survivors has a fully kitted out character, so you know that
she got 30,000.
That's a colossal score. They messed with you.
And she had the ability to heal herself.
Without the med kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes a difference. What was your score? 12?
12,000. Yeah, I mean,
That's
okay.
pretty good. No, it's pretty good considering it was. So this is your blood points you earn from the 4 different categories as a killer. It was a good score, and he's banked a good 14,000. So
I got my pip back.
So, Dave, do you want to explain the pip system?
Yeah.
here?
So we missed the old progress here, but basically, don't go.
Oh,
Don't go.
I'm
That's fine.
sorry.
So
We'll do it
there's
again in a minute.
There are
that's okay.
4 categories.
There's 4 categories, and in each category you
George is
can
so
amass
upset.
points in game. So we basically,
Seriously.
to get more pips to rank up, you need to get points in each of these categories, not just the one. So you need to try different things and do different things in the level. Same thing for the survivor, they have 4 categories as well. So each of these categories they cap. Once you reach that cap, you can still bank points, but they will not go towards your pip progress on your rank progress.
Now, it's also worth noting in the blood web that each character's blood web is individual to that character. But the blood points that you bank playing whatever you're playing, whether it's Survivor, Killer, any of the individual characters, go into a central pool at the top up there. Now, that can be spent on any one of your character's blood webs. So you might have the Trapper, in this case, on level 2, and you might have the Wraith on level 16. For all you want, and they will have different things in their blood webs as well. So you're consistently building out different characters with different types of loadouts and different perks and different skills, and that's the same with the survivors as well. But if you did want to jump across to one of his survivors, he could farm points with his killers and then spend them on any of his survivors. So you can kind of fast track progress.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Will there be any game modes where blood web is disabled, or is it?
Yeah. So in Kill Your Friends, there is no blood web. So in Kill Your Friends, because you are only with your friends, the killer and the survivors all together, you don't get to bank the points you're making in the matches. Just for fun, we let you use the equipment you already unlocked, and you won't lose it like you would do in ranking, the normal ranking mode. But you won't be able to buy new things or to use the blood web.
And it's also a self-balancing mode. So if there are only 3 of you playing and there's 2 survivors and 1 killer, then the number of generators will dynamically change to fix that. So it's kind of an unranked, borderline unbalanced, yet extremely fun mode for you to play.
I'm really upset right now.
I know you are. Well, there's only one way to fix that.
More
So,
murder? I wanted to
Focus on the next one.
Like
Oh,
yeah,
well,
like yeah. Do
thanks.
you need better headphones?
No.
No, do you need to like? Okay, I can't speak.
Here's another one for you guys. Can the generators be broken once they've already been fixed?
No.
No, at this point it's quite clear the generators get fixed and that's their situation.
So the survivor interact with. Oh, what is that?
The
more
sealed
points.
envelope. That's
More
just the
points.
points. That's good.
So when the survivors are repairing generators, they can mess it up. So once in a while, there's a skill check. So it's a game that appears in the middle of the screen where you need to interact at the right moment to continue repairs. If you mess that up, the generator explodes. It will alarm the killer, but it will also take a chunk out of the repairs. That's the only way currently that the generators can get broken.
All right, and nobody fell in my traps, by the way, last game. I just wanted to point that out.
That's
So.
probably because they're watching the Twitch.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past them.
Brad at least.
They might even have another person watching Twitch and spotting.
Well, don't do that, guys. Play for reals.
I'm sure they are. I'm crudely.
We'll know.
Yeah. I'll send them a code. All right, let's get
Hello,
cracking.
Dwight.
Let's not distract Matt. Oh, it's a poor choice.
Still got away.
Ugh. It's the pressure. Once the pressure gets on, it becomes like a.
And the thing is,
terrible
I
thing.
always stop to break the pallets because, first of all, it's points, but also it means that later on they won't be able to use those pallets against me.
That's a good choice.
I know. I've seen you do it many times and come a cropper.
Because it's a
of it.
choice. I could have just gone around and, like in the middle of a really hard chase. Like like this one. I'm just gonna go around.
All right, focus, Matt.
Check.
You have another question? Not yet.
Not yet.
On the garage.
You lose him.
Yeah.
Well, it's one pallet down.
I think it's pretty nice that for once we see the killer struggling.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been at the hands of many games where we've been slaughtered wholesale.
Here's a question: Are the killers people, cultists, or monsters?
It's a good question. So the killers in the fiction are killers. So there is a lore behind.
I could hear someone breathing in there.
Good.
Right next to the basement too.
Don't want to hide next to the basement. So that's one down. So yeah, the killers, each killer that appears has a fiction and a story that's linked to the level that they are.
I'm sure there's someone already here.
And in each case, they have previously committed murders before coming to this place.
Ha!
Nice.
I knew it.
It's going
crafty little.
They're getting a bit cocky.
There you go. You're gonna come and save them. This time, I think it's worth doing a little bit of camping right here, because I have two. You gotta what the? There's someone else down there. They were all hiding in there.
Like let's give Matt a chance. Let's all go in the basement.
That's the place.
For a little party.
Who's that? That Jake? No, it's Dwight.
Is there anything that can instantly stop a survivor from taking another survivor off the hook that the killer can use? Like
if I interrupt
absolutely,
him.
yes. Yeah. I mean, like any time a survivor is performing an action, like taking someone off the hook, then the killer has an instant interruption that picks up their character. I think did we see it there? We certainly saw it in the closet, for example, when they're in the closet. If they run up to him and or the survivor at any point when they're trying to take them off the hook, then they'll instant grab them.
Yeah. There's also, I mean, the hooks are one of the killer tools, effectively. So some of the perks in the killer collection will affect directly how the hook behave. So things can help you keeping the survivor there. But there is not like a sure, guaranteed way that they will stay there forever. The survivor always have a chance to get away.
Yep.
So Brad is somewhere around here crawling. I don't know where he went.
So that's a tactic that killers often use, is to injure all the people and leave them lying on the floor. But as you can see, it can be a bit leave you in a bit of a quandary as a killer as to what to do.
I have a question about the trapper. Does a trapper have a limited amount of traps?
Yeah. Okay. So yes, the trapper's traps are in the level. There is a limited quantity in there, and they can also be broken by the survivors that are handy, that can sabotage. The trapper starts with one trap, but there are add-ons that can be used and equipped to start with more.
So yeah, the trapper's going to have to run around the level quite a lot to be able to pick up all the traps they want, but it's a fairly good tactic.
Yeah, and he sees them right away, so you don't have to search. Like you see the outlines of the traps as the trapper because they're your tool, but you still need to go collect them and place them. Also, they can be reused infinite amount of time, or until they're broken by a survivor.
So we're down to 3 generators, 3 survivors. QA got cocky in the basement. We'll see how it plays out. You don't have to listen to me, you can focus.
No, that's fine.
Getting better. You got 1.
Yeah, and I put other people on the hook a few times, so if I put them on there again, they're done. Where's this?
I mean, it is absolutely a game where skill matters. You can enter a level like going. That's why we're introducing the matchmaking to try and balance these issues out. It's very important to us to have the matchmaking system because having wrongly powered and skilled killers against wrongly, first-time survivors, it's not a pretty scene. Likewise, the other way around. You want it to be a fair competition. The competition is all that really matters at the end of the day, and it also creates the best possible experience for everyone involved.
Patricia is going down.
Okay.
Not.
Where the hell? Oh, seriously?
Was that the old ninja move?
Yeah. She'd sort of... Oh, there you go.
All right.
Now you're going to see the other two that were so happy to mess with the killer will suddenly realize, oh no, there's only two of us. We've got to get out.
They
We've got to
sabotaged
run.
this hook.
Yeah, so it's possible for survivors to sabotage the hooks, making it tougher for the killer. And again, with the wiggle, it means that the killer's got to go further, which means there's more chance of getting off the hook. So it's yet another mechanic that's playing on the decision making of everyone involved.
And that was her third time on the hook, so she was done. Okay. We have Shelby. Nothing against you, but this is not gonna happen today. Today is not the day.
Are the killers just as fast as the survivors, or are they much faster?
They're slightly faster. So in a chase, in a straight chase, they will always be able to get them. But that said, it's just slightly. So a survivor that's nimble, that goes through windows, and that crisscross
Actually,
with the trees.
in a straight line, the killer wins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just slightly faster. The killer.
Where'd she go?
These are good questions.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I know where she needs to go. I'm not gonna let her get this one.
Also, there's some, there's some, in a certain limit, there's some perks and different abilities that changes a little bit these values.
Really?
The thing with running and walking speed is something that we preserve most of the time for a balance reason. So there's not like a perk that would make you fast all the time. For example, it's something conditional that will fit into the balance. But there are some abilities that allow you to use a sprint, for example.
You're gonna enjoy that. Oh, someone in the trap.
Yeah, no, she stepped in a bear trap.
I missed the event.
How many generators left?
One. And the thing is, there's no hooks left anywhere. I gotta go to the basement. Hopefully I make it.
Because of course, after you've used a hook as a killer, that hook is then invalid and can't be used again. In the meat locker. Oh, no way!
Escape.
In the meat locker, well, you know which way she's going.
Yeah,
Welcome to the power of the trapper.
Here's a question. Is there going to be workshop?
Yes. Yes, there will be.
You say that just because you're happy you called the third person.
Probably.
So ask a feature when Matt just got someone in a trap. He's gonna say yes. Can I have a raise?
Yes.
Yes. Just step into my office. Bear trap. My door is always open. What the hell? I thought Dumb was dead. Is that a glitch or is Dom
No,
dead?
no, there was always someone else in the level.
Really?
Well, I'll have to rewind and find out. So, is there going to be a workshop? Well, the plan is not a launch for sure. It's something we're looking into. It's something we want to include in the future. Again, it's too complex
Dom was
concept
still alive.
to do, but we can understand the value of doing it, and it's definitely something we want to look into going forward.
Here's another question. Is there a cooldown time for the med kits or the flashlights?
These items you can use whenever you want, but they have charges, or ammo, if you will. So you can only use them for an amount of time before they're depleted.
Can the survivors switch between first-person view and third-person view?
No.
No, the game is very much asymmetrically balanced around a first-person looking thing.
made
Again,
it.
this is like many things like this that we've tried to make the best balanced experience we can. Later
Much more
on,
satisfying.
going forward, we'll look at whether these features have value for everyone involved. So now we can see your
Lots
your
of
pips,
brutality and
basically.
deviousness, a little hunting and sacrifice. That was good. It felt better.
How many
Felt
pips
better.
did you get?
I got 2 pips because now I'm 15 with 1 pip.
Very good. Do you feel better?
A little better, thank you.
Here's a question. Did you guys do any psychological research when forming your ideas for this game, such as, what scares people and what drives human, to do sort of crazy things like this, etc.?
When we say research, it was the loosest possible. I took 4 members of the dev team and locked them in the office late at night and hunt. No, I'm kidding. No, we looked at them. I mean, we've actually been in many guises working on this game for so many years, and we've talked about so many different things, and we've done so many different prototypes over time that we kind of like had a rough idea of the emotions that we wanted to convey. But the bit that we really focused on was about when making a multiplayer horror game specifically, was including the procedural elements in the game, because the one part about fear that keeps coming up in all the research that you read about it, and again, our kind of fear is more of a stressful kind of fear, but either way around it's the same principle, that the more you repeat fear, the less fearful you become. So the more knowledge you gain, the less scared you become. Most of the fear that people fear in all of life comes from the fear of the unknown. And the moment you know what you're facing, the fear begins to ebb away. And the more you understand what you're facing, the more it evaporates. So we developed our procedural system so that you can never be sure what you're facing, where you are, or where your objectives are. And it's those 3 things that come together to make sure that every time you play the game, a level of stress is maintained. I mean, you only have to play any existing narrative-based game that has jump scares in it, or movie for that matter, that, outside of the kind of horror that's more brutality and even that you can get desensitized to. And we're trying to avoid those elements of being desensitized to our game by adding these procedural elements in that keep the game fresh and interesting at all the times.
So I just want to point out, I got one of my favorite add-ons for the trap right now, which means that if someone steps in the trap and manages to get out, they will be in the dying state. So they'll be crawling instead of just being wounded and hobbling off. This usually makes for a good surprise.
What else have you put on your trap?
I put in the logwood dye, which moderately darkens the trap. It makes it a little harder to spot. I find it moderately useful. It depends on the level you're in. So some levels the
Well, if someone
dark
plays
works well.
a moon
Yeah.
bouquet, that could be good.
Yeah.
That's interesting what you just said, because as you play the game and you get better at it, and you kind of know which of the powers and which of the add-ons you should have for a specific world, but you don't know in which world you're going to be unless you use an offering to go into that world. So all of this loadout, they all work together. All of these components work together for the best possible strategy.
And the perk I took is because I was frustrated last game. The reason why I failed, I feel, is because what's this? Protection against the loss of your item. Okay, someone wants to keep their stuff. Prevents one hook from appearing. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But in the last game, the only person that actually got out is because he opened the door and I didn't know which one he was going to be at. But if I had had that perk, for 2 seconds after the door unlocks, I can see people's auras. So I would have known he was this way or this way. That would have helped quite a lot. So hopefully this time I'm actually...
And of course it's worth noting that each one of the survivors has very similar kinds of perks that give different information at all times. So you've got potentially up to 16 different perks being used by the survivors, 4 by the killers. All these different bits of visual information are being given across. Like, it means that when you're playing with different people, that you don't quite know how each game is going to play out.
See, I like to put traps on the corners of buildings because people usually, try to sneak around. In front of windows is a classic also.
Textbook.
Yeah. But right now I'll just put it right here so people get to the generator. There's a lot of grass. They usually try to go around through the grass side because it's safer, and then they step in a bear trap.
I mean, I'm an appalling killer as a general rule, which means I tend to use the trapper because my traps do most of my work for me. But my favorite place for traps is right by the exit doors, on the switch to go for the exit doors, because the moment that phase of the game is entered and people run for the exits, it's just incredible how little they pay attention to what's their feet.
But you can't use that too much.
No, you can't. And that's the fun of the game, though. I mean, that's exactly goes towards the way the ebb and flow of the competition works. People come up with strategies and they deploy different ways of using different powers, and then survivors learn those and see how they're used and then develop different ways of surviving, and then killers adapt to that, and this whole sort of meta strategy between survivors and killers constantly evolves. Perk loadouts evolve, killer perk powers evolve with add-ons, and it all goes together to create a really interesting blend of gameplay.
What inspired some of the killers that you currently have in game?
You want to take that?
No.
There is no inspiration. No, so, I mean, from our point of view, killer inspiration can come from anything that we see. Our lore effectively allows us to pick anything from popular fiction or reality that we want. Obviously, the ones we've done are very much based around tropes that exist one way or another, but they all have our special flavor on them. Their power can be supernatural or it can be very physical in the case of the bear trap. We've all watched a ton of horror movies. We've seen the kinds of things they get up to, and we want to try and encourage those tropes to do it. Like you're talking about the bear trap outside the window. I mean, it's a classic example. They're going to use the window. It's a trope. And then placing the bear trap down outside is just a classic way of capturing them.
It's a mix of more of the classical horror, but also...
So I don't know where my basement is right now.
Also, different monster in different cultures will be used as inspiration, and mixing all of these things up and creating basically our own killers.
And the other thing about that is that, different killers for different cultures, as you said, they're very different. A European killer in fiction and an Asian killer in fiction, or a African killer in fiction, or anywhere. Like, they all have different mythologies in the world, and we're capable and want to tap into and draw on all of those to try and create as interesting a palette of killers as we can.
Because the survivors have the survivors are all in third person, will there be an option for quick look? Quick look,
meaning... Not sure what that means.
Looking around corners or looking behind you. I mean, there's at this point, because of the third-person camera, that's not really something you need in terms of looking around corners.
No.
But it's been a feature request at some point that we have a look behind you while we're running. But we do have the ability to spin the camera around and look when you're running. But a chase is a pretty intense moment, and whether you're looking behind you with a quick look button or whether you're looking behind you by spinning the camera around, it normally involves you running into a wall and then you die. But good interruption. So there's a classic example of an interruption, like going through a window. If you're caught going through a window by a killer, you can see it straight onto the shoulder. It's an instant grab. Did I answer that question about the quick look, or did I answer a completely different question about it?
No.
It made sense?
Well, there's also other ways for the survivor to spot the killer or to know where he is, kinda. I mean,
Yeah.
there's obviously the audio, so there's the heartbeat sound that tells you if he's close or not. There's also a red glow in front of the killer that the survivor can see, so it can help you spot him when he's just around the corner, or when he's running behind you. You see that he's closing in, basically.
Hi.
Can
survivors get any sort of outfits that
Oh,
protect
come
them
on.
when being
That
hit
was
by
bear trap right there.
killers, so that they survive a bit longer?
That's not part of the perks and items that we have at release.
So no is the answer. And certainly, I mean, clothing items are customizable. If you feel you can get a camouflage advantage by wearing one outfit or another, you're more than welcome to try. Obviously, the different lighting and the different levels can negate or help that. So again, the fact that you won't know what level you're going to will either be a help or a hindrance to the costumes that you put on. So the perks and the powers are the most likely place where you're going to have that kind of effect with an extra hit. But as Dave said, that perk or add-on or however we fit into the game is not available at launch. You have 2 hits, deal with it. That's a harsh way of putting it. You don't have to deal with it. You can just not get hit. It's fine.
Okay. Is the game based off of 4 survivors being in the same map at the same time, splitting up to complete individual objectives?
Well, that's a way to play.
This is not gonna work.
It could be the strategy you choose to go for. You could be more of a lone wolf. You could do your own objective, do your own choices, while the rest of the survivor do their thing. Or you could stay as a big group and go to the generators as a group. They got away, Matt.
Seriously,
super close.
So basically, the group decide if they're going to be more of a cooperative, or if they're more like going as a lone wolf.
And you know, like as a group of friends who, if you do happen to be in a game with friends or you're playing with your friends, like as a coordinated unit, the more coordinated you are, the more chance you have of surviving. It's no guarantee, because a good killer is a good killer no matter how you slice it up.
I mean, I still got a pip, to be fair on this, but
you're still not happy. It was really close too. I mean, you had almost had 2 of them at the gates. Just one trap in the right place would have dealt with them.
I didn't have time to put the traps back.
Well,
I didn't have time.
So yeah, again, you know, if you are communicating, if you are coordinated, if you are working together, but there are different strategies for survivors, and I certainly, as a survivor,
I don't like this
play
game.
differently. You should jump over and play the other game called Being a Survivor.
That's gonna be even worse. You should. Then I'll laugh at you.
Well, let's go over that then. I'll take that. Maybe Brad could be a killer.
Here's a quick question about character appearance customization. Does the game have any?
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
some.
Yeah.
We'll see it in a second.
Yeah.
I'll switch place with you.
Okay.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, I'm going to need the headset for this.
So just a second.
So this is it? The computer's crashed?
It was asking for passwords.
Yes.
Because it's not mine.
Actually, this is going to be the last one.
Really?
Yeah.
We're done already?
Yeah.
Jeez. Right. So what's the last question?
So I have to be Jake because it's me, and the question was about customization. I shall immediately apply
Jake's beard.
Jake's beard and a pair of yellow trousers, because no doubt will be in the font. That's quite good. All right, Jake. Don't let me down. You see, you've earned me 10,000 points as a killer, so I'm going to go and spend some of that on leveling Jake up quickly. See if I can get his perk. Oh, mystery box.
Always get the mystery box.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's tough not to take the box. So mysterious.
Okay. Fog laurel.
The hope.
Yeah, it makes me go fast when the doors open.
I would go with toolkit, you know.
Well, you say that, but now I spent all my money.
No, you still have enough.
Toolbox.
All right, good idea. So I haven't got enough to level up. I need to complete this one.
So join the lobby. They're probably up already.
Yeah, I hope so. Have I got any add-ons for it? Ooh.
Clean rag.
Oh yeah, okay, come on.
No.
What does this do? Increases the range of... No, I don't need. I can't use it. It's for map. And offerings, I use bog laurel. Might as well get some more points. Lobby.
Okay.
All right. So.
No, any last questions, guys? It's time because we're after that match. We're done.
So we have not answered any unasked questions yet.
Such as?
I don't know. Favorite type of cheese?
Oh well, do you have new sucks? That's something.
That's a ridiculous question.
The cheese?
Well, favorite kind of cheese.
Yeah.
Favorite kind of food, cheese. I don't have anything more to add.
It's like asking, what's your favorite kind of sex?
Yeah, true. What's your favorite kind of liquid?
Like
I don't understand that question. Can you start again?
Here's a quick one. Do pallets respawn after killers kick them down?
No, which is great, because then they don't get in your way to grab survivors.
All right.
So
it's mad. It's like now we're on Twitch. It's like the pressure is insane.
Yeah, you're gonna die in a second. New socks?
Nope.
No,
they're old.
Old socks, but...
Is there any way they can get sound?
Damn it.
Is there any way you can get sound?
Okay.
As a
On the
general
stream?
rule. Oh no, on the stream.
No.
We don't want to put that on. It's gonna get distracting.
Oh, the sound of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can have it in your
I
ears.
got sound. It's good.
Yeah.
Do you want me to replicate the sound?
Yes, please.
I'll do sound effects.
Yeah.
Okay.
The good news is we're really excited right now because we have only very few days left until the beta opens. Hopefully you're as excited as we are.
Oh, no.
We are still, I know a lot of people were asking on Steam, we're still checking to know exactly what method of delivery will be for the beta keys, for the people who pre-ordered the deluxe edition. We'll get to that very soon. The part we can answer is you will get keys, well, whatever distribution method, you will be able to play the beta. Other than that, we're then getting ready to do a launch, which is going to be a very exciting moment for us at E3. We've got a few surprises there, so if you are in the area or not, go there. Like, come see us at E3. It's going to be amazing, and we promise a few surprises, and you can bring some cool swag and whatnot.
It's all gone wrong.
It's all gone wrong already?
Yeah, there's
Oh. So who's the killer then?
Who knows?
It's totally Brad.
Oh, go away from me.
It's Brad.
Okay, it's okay. I got points just for
I
the
think.
See, that's a good example of someone who wants to play alone for a little while.
Yeah.
Especially in chases and when you're trying to hide, like you don't want another survivor making a mistake.
But now we're together. Like, she's got a flashlight. It's going to be cool. She's going to protect me.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh, don't run! Don't run! Don't run! Don't run!
Now,
Stay
can you guys
low,
remind
stay
everybody
calm.
what is the release date for the
June 14th. So the game is going to be live on June 14th with all the trimmings. So we keep. Well, maybe we tease too much. No. It's good. Teasing is good. We only show, well, like right now you can see the rate. That's the person chasing Ash, and you've seen the trapper. You've had a few hints here and there about our third killer.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, yesterday we had a little play session here. We played for maybe an hour, like 5 or 6 games in a row. I played with the third killer, and I laughed harder than I have in a long time. It was really, really fun.
Just to remind you guys, it's available for pre-order. Please go do that because it's fun.
Yeah, we just finished the art book. So the digital art book is gonna be absolutely breathtaking. It's beautiful. Yeah. It contains a lot of concept art, a lot of sketches, lots of really cool stuff that dates back from like almost 3 years ago when we started the very, very early bits and bobs of this game. It's beautiful. The soundtrack also is kind of cool. And if not, man, I mean, just getting the beta keys is going to be worth your while. There's going to be a few more keys given through promotion, as in probably next Twitch we might actually do a little contest or something to give out keys, which would be kind of fun, I think.
Yeah. So there you go. That didn't last long, did it?
Oh.
It's like they don't even go back for their own person when someone else is playing.
You're
they just
wiggling.
fell apart. Oh no, this is true. I have this sense of desperation.
You created this.
Yes, I know,
Ash.
but I feel desperate and alone.
Yeah, but it's
So I
really.
was expecting, as they would when you were playing Killer, for everyone to come and rescue me.
Are they not rescuing you?
Of course not. They've just gone back to their own single-minded pursuits now.
But you really have no one to blame but yourself in this. This game is kind of sort of your idea.
No, I know, but it's okay. It's all okay. There's always one. There's always one.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Shelby.
Jesus, go for that one. Go for her. Go for her. Go for her. Don't go for me. Good job.
Don't run in the corn.
Yeah, run in the corner. Get out of here. Get in the house. Get in the house. Go quiet.
But see, that's always the thing that people forget. When you're the survivor, you don't realize how much running hurts you.
Yeah,
Because it feels good. It's satisfying. You're like, I'm getting away for real now.
Yeah, but I use the running to... I mean, I know that. Whoa. I use the running to try and distract...
Oh, shit. Boy.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good for Dwight, I can tell you that. Just hide in a closet. Just find a closet and hide.
I'm injured. I'll make noise in the closet.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Add-ons are add-ons. Once you get add-ons, are they consumed for good if you survive and escape?
Yeah, so as a survivor, if you have an item with add-ons and
That's
you
not so awesome.
escape the match with the item, if you survive, you keep your
Don't go
add-ons
down
and the
here.
item. If you die, you lose the lot.
Oh, laundered myself through... Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I so nearly got Dwight killed instead of me.
As a killer, your add-ons are one shot.
Yeah,
But they're
as a killer, you use them once in the match and you lose them at the end of the match.
totally worth it.
Yeah.
Got on the hook the second time. Okay.
Oh boy.
Still a chance.
Yeah. No. You can totally hold that thing off. It's not like it's a creepy supernatural monster
That's
or
gonna be
anything.
fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna make it. Shelby's gonna come.
My money is on not Ash.
Will there be any sort of campaign mode, story breakdown to explain, the background of this game?
There's not a single player campaign mode, but there is lore elements here and there in the game.
There's actually quite a lot of story, a backstory that exists that can be collected and put together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next question: is there going to be
There's one generator.
paid content,
I'll
DLC,
find it. I'm looking for it.
or free updates?
I mean, that's one of the questions that comes back. We know there's going to be quite a lot of free content and free updates. That's for sure. We need to keep that game alive, and there's a, as we were saying, there's a big bucket of features that we wanted in that we couldn't get in at the last moment because we have to release at some point. We preferred to wrap up everything we had and release the game rather than, let's say, put everything in half and then go in early access or something like that. That's our decision. I mean, we could have gone any number of ways, but we decided to do that. That means that in the coming months, weeks, whatever, after launch, we'll be continuing to create these features and these things that we wanted. As far as DLC, paid DLC, it's a possibility. We'll see. Our main concern, well, there are two. First of all, we want to make sure there's no pay-to-win element. That's critical for us. And the other thing is, we want to make sure that if ever we put out a package or something out there that we ask a price for, it's worth your money. So really,
The other important bit about
He's
DLC
busy.
is that
I'm not paying any attention to you.
we will
Oh, shit.
will
No.
make sure that the community is not split. So
Yes.
yeah, any DLC we do in the future, doesn't matter the form it takes. Everybody will be able to play with everybody.
yeah. So Ash, how's it going?
Oh, God.
Wounded?
Bad.
Bad. It's
Too bad.
Oh,
Oh, they've done this textbook mistake. I always die in this little nub. Nub of doom.
hashtag nub of doom. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Wraith, I'm not making it if I go on that hook again, unless they come with a flashlight.
I'm just constantly surprised that he can walk around in the forest like this and keep his bandages intact.
Well, you know, you don't want to snag it on a branch. Well,
that's it.
I'm not even sure I really played my part either.
Well, you didn't really help the
Let's
group.
see your score.
A little bit. Okay.
Let's see your
Very
score.
good.
Well, so that was the adventures of Jake. Oh, Alex. Classic Alex.
So, just in case you're wondering, if you are new to this, now Ash decided to spectate. That's also a choice. As a survivor, when you escape or you die, you can also choose to just move on, and you don't have to wait for the match to end. You can leave right away and go find another match. Like that.
Like that. And they can be off doing their thing.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think we're wrapping up. Do we
Yeah.
have wise words again today? No?
Killing
No?
can
You
be
don't.
tough.
Huh?
Surviving can be tough.
Surviving can be tough. Okay. If brute force doesn't work, you're not using enough. That's my words of wisdom
Okay.
today.
I like that.
Very good.
All right.
All right then. Well,
Ciao, ciao.
thanks everybody.
Shout out.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
next week.
See ya.